back to Brains World 23 with your host, that crazy Karmann Ghia guy. Today, I'm going to show you one of the best ways I know of how to remove rust from old Karmann Ghias that have been just sitting in junkyards or just rusted away. But the catch is, after you do that, if you don't do the next step, the rust is going to come back. In this video, I'm going to show you what works, what doesn't work, and mistakes that I made, and how not to make those mistakes. I'll show you ways to protect your parts for years to come. Well, let's get to it.
Welcome to Brains World 23! Let's rock!
All right, so this is a multi-step process that we're going to do. First part of this process is we're going to make sure that we have all the rust off of the part. So this should take anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour to do. All right, so first thing we want to do is obviously H2O. We're going to make a 15-gallon solution. So let's add the water. Now the next step, we want to make sure we have proper PPE on. So you want to have a mask, all right, and a ventilator. So I've got my mask, and then I also have my gloves. All right, so I'm going to first put my mask on here. Well, just a minute, I'll put it on. So we're going to be using muriatic acid. So in this part of the step, because again, we've got our 15 gallons of water, and we're going to use 2 gallons of muriatic acid for this solution. So it's going to be 7.5 gallons of water to 1 gallon of solution. But before we start, we definitely want to have our gloves on and our mask on. You want to be in a well-ventilated area. Always remember, never add water to acid. So slowly add your acid. As I mentioned, this is a multi-step process. We're going to take you all the way to getting the metal so that way it's not going to rust. Okay, so that's important. So just going to mix it a little bit. And just in case you didn't see the video before this, it was on grease, how to remove all the grease. So that's how these came out this nice. And again, we're just left with just rust. So you may want to go back if you haven't seen that yet on how to make the homemade degreaser. And look how nice that came out. Again, we're just left with a little bit of rust. We're going to get that off. And that's what's with the homemade degreaser. All right. All right, next, I have a bunch of bolts, nuts and bolts left. Or if you can see those. So, just got it in a bucket with holes in the bottom. It's a little strainer bucket. All right, and we're going to come back and check on this in about a half an hour to an hour. See how it's doing. Maybe a half an hour. We'll just kind of take a peek in on it. But I think it probably needs to get a full hour in there. But we'll see what happens. Okay. All right. See you soon. Okay, so we're back. It's 30 minutes. And just as a reminder, you want to have a well-ventilated area. As you can see, I've got a big fan going, pulling a lot of air out of here. You can do this outside, but even if you do it outside, you definitely want to have eye protection. You want to have a respirator. This is dangerous acid. I mean, you get this in your eyes, you'll go blind. You get it on your skin, it'll definitely irritate you. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here. Let's check everything else out first. I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's still some rust on here. So we're gonna go a little longer, I think. We'll take a look at some of the other items real quick. And there's still a little bit of rust on here. Like I said, it's been 30 minutes. We're gonna go ahead and give this another half an hour or so to see what happens. Okay. You can make a stronger solution. You can do 5 to 1 is even stronger, but you don't need to. Just give it a little bit of time. Real bad, yeah, you probably want to do that, but 7 to 1 is good. All right, so we're going to be back in another half an hour. We'll check it out. All right, I'm going to show you what not to do ever. Okay. You hear that? See the smoke? This is aluminum. You never want to put aluminum in muriatic acid, because these are the results you're going to get. It's going to eat it. It loves to eat aluminum. So never ever do that. If you are going to put these parts in the muriatic acid, you need to remove the top cover first before you do that. Alright, so I'm ready now is I'm going to neutralize this. I'm going to clean it up with water. And we're going to save this for the last step that we're going to do with the other parts. Alright, but a wheel, and we'll sand this up a little bit. And then we'll do something else to it to make it so the rust won't get to it. So I'm going to show you what to do with that. So first, we need to go ahead and neutralize the acid. So we're going to be doing that. Okay. And I'm going to pull this out because it's dissolving this part over here. So I'll just put it in the water right away. That's what I think I'll do. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some baking soda. So for every gallon of water, you're going to put 1 cup of baking soda. Okay, so we have 15 gallons, so we need 15 cups. So we'll put the baking soda in. So this is 2 cups. Okay. Stir it up a little bit. This is going to neutralize the acid. All right, this is 4 cups. Six cups. 8 cups. 10 cups. 12 cups. 14 cups. And 15 cups. All right. So let's mix this up. And we'll let that sit in there for a little bit, and then we'll rinse it off with water. All right, let's get back to the other parts, because those other parts are okay to be in there. It was just a steering box. That was the problem. I mean, everything else is looking really good. It's the other one. All right, let's go take a look at. You can see there's the rest of the hardware in there. It's all looking pretty good. It just has to get rinsed off at this point. Let's take a look. I mean, there's basically no rust left over here. Just a little bit of surface rust. We're scratching off right now. So I might put this in for just a little longer, not much. I'm going to take another half an hour and this will be really good. I'm just going to go and rub this a little bit. I mean, look at that. So that's going pretty good. I mean, look at it. It's definitely getting there. Definitely getting there. I think that's everything. Okay. Yeah, that's everything. Okay. All right, so we're gonna let them sit for maybe another. Let's do 1 hour. Again, I mean, you can make the solution stronger, but you're gonna wind up with all kinds of pitting and everything. And you don't really want that. All right, let's go. Pretty much neutralized at this point. So we're going to clean this off and then we'll dry it after we do that. And then once we're done with this part, we have everything over here. Then we're going to jump back to this item here, and we'll get to the part where it's going to keep it from rusting. Okay, there's some things to do, and we'll take it apart and stuff. Okay, so we're going to do that. All right, so we're going to see you guys in just a little bit. Like I said, I'm just going to rinse this off in some water. Is all I'm going to do right now. All right, we'll see you guys in about 45 minutes to an hour. All right, it's been 45 minutes. We're back, and our next step is we're going to take the parts, we're going to go ahead and rinse them off with water, and then we're going to neutralize them in the bath we made over here. Okay, so let's go grab let's go get some H2O. Okay. You can see that how clean those are. They're pretty clean. All right, we're gonna get the other parts in here first. Let's go take a look at what we got here. Okay. So look at that. I don't know if you can see how clean that is. That's pretty clean. Okay. Remember, we're not done yet. This is a multi-step process. We're trying to make sure that the rust won't come back for a long time. Okay. And then one of the things we're going to do is we're going to send these out to get them resurfaced. So put those in water. This came out pretty clean. So we're going to rub them down in the water one's also nice and clean. Really clean. I'm gonna work on getting that off of there. Spindle, look at that. That's coming along really nice. There's the other spindle. That's coming along nice too. Look at that. That's everybody. Yep. Alright, I'm gonna let this sit out of my way here for just a minute. Okay, hopefully you can see the bucket over here. So, you do the big ones first. So, I mean, this is just pure H2O. That's a baking soda bath over there, which will make sure this acid is neutralized. Again, this is a multi-step process to make sure we get the best possible results on getting rid of that rust. So this will last another 50 years. Okay. All right. Just trying to get as much of the acid residue off of here as I can before it goes in the bath over there. You guys need any dishes done? This will really clean it. Still gotta get that bolt out of there. I'll have to do that here soon. And that one. Okay. How nice is this? Should be able to get that tire rod off without any trouble now. Well, that is really clean. Okay, look at that, original VW. I don't think there's anything left here. Maybe move some of these parts around, make sure it fits. Submerged. Alright. Look at that. Look how clean that is. here. I don't know if you can see or not. Okay, so we're gonna neutralize all this. And we'll let that sit in there for about 15 minutes or so. All right, and I'll clean up all this stuff, and then we'll get to the next step. So I'll see you guys in 15 minutes. Okay, we're back. So this next step is we need to go ahead and wash everything. It's real important to have everything really clean, especially for this last step, because the last step that's coming up, we need to have them very clean when we work on making it so that the rust won't come back for an extremely long period of time. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna use Dawn Professional 3 times baked on grease, and that's gonna get rid of any of the rest of the chemicals that might be left on this metal. So we'll put a healthy amount in. Probably put too much, I always do. Okay. So when we're done, you'll be really happy. I'm going to put it in some water. Make sure we rinse all this soap off. Just trying to make sure we have nothing left on this. Now, what we're going to do is on the rotors here, we're actually going to go ahead and get these resurfaced. So I'm going to send these out to a shop to do that. I don't have a resurfacer. Planning on getting one at some point, but right now I don't have one. But we are going to treat these so it'll keep the rust away. So let's see what we'll do with that. Don't mess this. Also, before I make this so keep the rust away, I'll get that tire rod end off of there. We are going to disassemble the steering box, and I'll teach you how to rebuild this so it'll be like new, and I'll teach you how to adjust them as well. All right, no need to watch me work on all these nuts and bolts. All right, we're ready to go to the next step. Are you guys ready? Okay, let's do it. That's it for this video. In the next video, I'll show you steps to protect your parts so the rust won't come back for years to come. We're gonna bring everything together, and the steps might surprise you. If you haven't seen the homemade degreaser video yet, you may wanna go ahead and watch that before the next video. If you like this video, press like, subscribe, and ring the bell so you won't miss what's next. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next Karmann Ghia adventure here on Brains World.
Brains World 23. Follow us on Facebook.